In this video, we're gonna be talking about drawing modes, and you can see them in here. If you hover in that part of your toolbar, you're gonna be seeing draw normal and draw behind. Then that one, draw inside, and it's not active right now. We're gonna be learning how to activate that one. But let me first introduce you guys to our blob brush tool, which is beneath our brush in here. You can be clicking Shift B on your keyboard or even choose that one from here. And here are some characters that I've been working on for some project, and they are already filled in white color. And let's say we need to colorize some of these characters. So let me move to another artboard for a simpler way to understand how we're gonna be colorizing these shapes. We're gonna be seeing some of our characters in here, and you can be using so many techniques to colorize items in Adobe Illustrators. For instance, the easiest way, if you've got a closed shape or a circle or a square, you can be filling that one right away from here. But sometimes it's not that easy, so you've got to use maybe your brushes to colorize your areas, or even you can be using the live bucket tool. We're going to be talking about that in detail later, or even the recolor artwork feature, which is amazing feature in Adobe Illustrator, and we're going to be covering that later as well. But it's always nice and powerful to know all the methods to do your task depending on your project's requirements. So without no further introduction, here I've got my blob brush tool, and it's similar to our brush tool. However, if we start maybe painting in here, this brush will be giving us fills, not strokes. If we select that one, you're going to be seeing that we have a fill color, and if we swap our colors, we're going to be having our stroke in here. So let me set that back to a fill color, and if we select our blob brush tool again, and if we started maybe drawing in here and colors started to get overlapping in any area, they will unite into one shape. So if we select that one, you're going to be seeing that it's only one shape, and also if we convert it, we're going to be seeing that we have only one stroke in here. However, if we select a different color for colorizing, so maybe we're going to be unselecting that one and then changing our stroke color, because like your stroke color will be responsible for your brush color. However, it's going to be producing fill colors. It's quite confusing, but you have to choose your color from strokes. So I'm going to be choosing that one for instance, and then I'm going to be choosing my brush again. And if I start brushing over that shape, it's not going to be united. So if you're going to use two different colors, it's not going to be uniting. However, if we start using the same color, they will unite like that. And if we select these colors, they are converted into one shape, and that one also in one shape. So to understand that tool even better, let's even check its options from here, double clicking our tool, and you're gonna be seeing also the keep selected feature, and that means when you start drawing, your shapes will be selected. And you can be also checking to merge only with selection, and that means that shapes will not be merging like that unless they are selected. And also you can be changing your fidelity sensitivity either to smooth or accurate from here, and then you can be controlling your brush size from here, maybe like that. And since I'm using a Wacom tablet, I've got that one on pressure, and that means if I start pressing even harder, my brush strokes gonna be quite thicker, and if I start pressing a little bit smoother, my brush will be a little bit smaller than the normal pen pressure I'm using on my tablet. And also I can be changing the variation from here. Instead of making 3 points in difference, I can increase or decrease that one from here, and I can be changing my brush angle also from here all the way to plus 100 or negative 100 degrees, and I'm going to set that back to 0. It will be even more visible if we changed our brush roundness, which is making our brush quite calligraphic, to change its roundness instead of perfect circle to make it an ellipse like that. And that will be a major difference if we change our angle. We're going to be talking even more about these settings in detail later with some examples, but now you've got the major idea of our brush. I'm going to set that one back to 0, and I'm going to get my roundness to 100% as it was, and then pressing OK. And now let's say we need to colorize that shape to make it similar to that one in here. So I'm going to be deleting these fills first, and then I'm going to be zooming in a little bit on our shape, and I'm going to be selecting my shape in here. And let's open our layers panel, and as you can see, we've got our shape within our layer in here, indicated from these two squares in here. and even our shape in a group. We can be even dragging our panel to see our text even better. And as you can see, we've got that one in group in here, including all these paths that are containing the eyes or mouth, so on. So if I deselect my shape in here and then select my brush, and I can be changing my stroke to make that one similar to that one maybe. And now I can be changing my brush size either from the settings in here, or even better from our shortcuts. We've got the square brackets to increase our size, or even reduce that one a little bit from here. And these two shortcuts are really essential. They're gonna be saving you lots of time and effort, guys, so you've got to keep them in mind. And now if you pay a close attention, you're gonna be seeing that we are in draw normal mode, and that means if I start drawing like that over my shape will be covered and I'm not gonna be seeing my outlines. However, I can be switching that colorizing mode to make it draw behind, which means when I start drawing any shape, it will be at the very back of my layer. So as you can see, our recent fill color is in here. Of course, I can be moving my layer all the way to make it behind my shape like that, and I will be seeing my stroke colors. Or even I'm gonna be deleting that layer, selecting only our fill color with direct selection tool. I'm gonna be pressing delete, and I can be switching to draw behind mode or shift D for shortcuts, holding my brush again and swapping these colors. And now I'm gonna be drawing like that. And I hear you guys telling me that you don't have the best or most precise drawing skills. And I've got some tricks for you guys, so don't worry about that. I'm gonna be selecting these two shapes in here, and then I'm gonna be using my shape builder tool, and as you can see, we can be removing that part instantly like that, and it will be removed. And also same as well for the eyes and here as well. I'm gonna be having my shape colored. All I have to do is to take care of some strokes in here. Maybe I have to reselect that one with direct selection tool and opening my swatches. I'm gonna be selecting that one and give it that one black, going to my stroke panel and making that one 0.75 to match with that shape in here. And I will be selecting these two lines in here as well to set them as same stroke weight, 0.75. And here we go, we've got our shape colored in maybe 10 seconds without worrying about all these details while we're coloring. And maybe we need to fill that area in black as well. We can be selecting our blob brush tool as well and reducing our brush size a little bit. I'm gonna be colorizing that area. Maybe making it a little bit smaller. Here you go. It's always wise to start painting your top layers first, like that body, we've got it colored first, then the mouth color will be beneath our body color. And if anytime you forgot to do that, don't worry about that, you can be rearranging your layers. So I'm going to be selecting that shape for instance, and I've got my layer selected, and here I've got my path indicated by that cyan square, and I can be moving that one on top of my shape, or even get it beneath my shape again as it was. So that's one way to use the draw behind mode to colorize your shape. However, we're going to be using our draw inside mode, and in order to activate that mode, we have to be selecting a path, not a group. So for instance, I'm going to be zooming out a little bit. And maybe you're going to be colorizing that shape. If I got my selection tool and I select that one, it's going to be activated in here. However, if I select that group of shapes, it's not going to be activated. So keep in mind to select either a single shape or even use the direct selection tool to get your draw inside mode activated. However, we're going to be colorizing that shape. For instance, I'm going to be selecting that one with my selection tool. Then I'm going to be selecting that mode draw inside, or shift D to switch mode. And you will be seeing these dashed corners around your shape, which means that you are in draw inside mode. And that means if I started painting on top of my shape, only the inside will be filled with color. So let's deselect our shape, and I'm going to my brush, and I'm going to be changing my color. Maybe choose that color for that creature, and then I can be increasing my brush size for faster drawing. I can be going all the way covering my shape. And now I've got my shape filled with that color. However, we need to rearrange our layers to bring the eyes on top again. So I'm gonna be selecting my shape in here. And I'm gonna be searching for that in my zillion layers in here. So that file is a really big file, guys. So it's quite hard to find my elements. So I've got that shape within my liquid creature in here. And I'm gonna be scrolling all the way till I find my indication. Then I've got my shape in here converted into clip group or clipping mask, and that simply means that my shape is masking the behind layer. So if I got my sub layer expanded, I'm gonna be seeing my clipping mask, which is our shape, and we can hide that one, and we will be seeing our painting and our path, which is created by our blob brush tool, and we can be hiding that one anytime. So now we need to rearrange that clipping mask or clipping group underneath our eyes. So I'm going to be selecting my layer and I'm going to drag it underneath my layers to get the eyes back and the mouse. And I can be using also the same technique for the hands in here. I'm going to be selecting that one, switching to draw inside, and I'm going to be seeing these dashed corners, deselecting my shape to select my color, because like if I selected my color right now, our stroke color will be changed. Switching to our brush and selecting maybe a different color for the arms, a little bit brighter maybe, and then I'm gonna be drawing over my shape and it will be filled and also converted into a clip group in here. And we can be zooming in a little bit for the arms, and let's say we need to get that fill a little bit curvy in here. We can be doing that by our eraser tool, which can be erasing anything in its way. And if you select that one and you start erasing like that, you will get all these shapes erased. However, we don't need to do that right now, so we're gonna be undoing that and then selecting our arm, and I'm gonna be increasing my brush size a little bit, maybe like that. And here we go, we've got a curvy nice fill in here. So that's one quick way to use the eraser tool. So anyway, I'm gonna be zooming out a little bit, and let's colorize our second arm in here. You can be selecting that one and switching to normal and going to draw inside mode to get that one in clipping mask, and deselecting my shape, blob brush tool, then maybe another color, maybe a quite dark one like this one. I'm gonna be colorizing that arm. You can be adding some details if you like, maybe adding some shades using a quite darker color, and maybe going all the way from the inside in here to give the illusion of a shade to the arm, and so on. You can be doing that on the entire shape or maybe on some parts according to your art direction. And you can be selecting that one, you can be filling that, maybe give it that color, it will be filled like that. You can be sending that one to back, command shift bracket, and it will be sent to back like that. And same as well to the mouth in here. You can give it some fill color if you would like, go to swatches, maybe give it that color in here. And then we can be colorizing our teeth and zooming in a little bit. I'm gonna readjust these shapes to get it a little bit higher, and same as well in here. So we can be using our live paint bucket tool to colorize these shapes in a very quick way. We can be selecting all these shapes in here, and then we can be selecting our live paint bucket, or K for shortcut, and then we're gonna be clicking to make live paint group, and as you can see they are filled, and that tool will be recognizing all our closed shapes to give them a color anytime. So you might be asking me why we didn't use that tool in first place, because like we have to be knowing all the tools, and each situation might require a different colorizing technique, and each designer usually use what he prefers the most. But knowing all the methods is always an advantage and a plus for you guys. And sometimes you might want to use the live paint bucket tool to colorize a shape like that one. We've got that one in clipping group, and in order to use the live paint bucket tool we have to convert that one into a regular shape again. So we can do that by selecting our shape, then we can go to our pathfinder and we can select divide. You might be losing your strokes first, you can be setting them back from here and going to swatches, making our stroke black as it was, and so on. So now you can be using maybe that shape and that shape for instance, and you can be converting that shape to live paint. You can be clicking to convert that shape into live paint, changing the colors by using the arrows, or as you can see it's being changed on our swatches panel, maybe changing to that color or that, and clicking and you will be having your entire shape changed. So let me select that shape in here for you guys and that one, and if we select our live paint bucket and click, you will be seeing that this selection contains objects that cannot be converted. Live paint groups can only contain paths, and compound paths and clipping paths are not allowed. So if we click divide in here, we will be having some of our strokes maybe messed up like that. We can be undoing that, and then we can be selecting to merge, and you will be having your shapes turn it into regular shapes. You can be coloring these shapes, maybe giving that one that color or even similar color as the body in here, and now we can be giving that maybe a darker color like this, and that one will be maybe like body color, and same goes to here as well. Maybe you can be giving that one a little bit different color, quite darker. So that's one quick way to colorize your shapes, but we're gonna be talking more in detail about that paint bucket tool. But you can be opening your Adobe Illustrator and start practicing what you've learned in that lesson using your drawing modes and using your blob brush tool or even your brush tool to colorize your shape, and you will find that file in your resources section to download and practice on that one as well. So that was Khalil Ibrahim, and thank you so much for your time.